Wednesday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Mark Warwood. 8 races at Belmont on Wednesday. Let's have a look at the likely conditions. We're expecting some showers in Perth around 19 degrees Celsius. The track to be a soft 5 and the rail, it will certainly be in the 13-metre position. Race number 1 will jump at 12:39. It's the Amelia Park Lamb Plate over 1,000 metres. It's a race for the 2-year-olds. The replay horse, can look at the top one, Braggadocious, finishing second on its debut.
Down the turn and Artie's Jewel is getting to the outside from Classic Pro, but Fire and Rain travelling strongly at the 200. Braggadocious is getting up on the inside from Pago Bay. Kiss the Breeze is trying hard on the outside, and then Classic Pro, but Fire and Rain is doing it well. Braggadocious is getting into the clear, and then Kiss the Breeze on the outside, but Fire and Rain in front of Braggadocious. Fire and Rain holding on, and Fire and Rain has won.
That was a very good debut by the Lindsay Smith trained 2-year-old. Had the fastest last 200 and 600 metres behind the 3-time winner Fire and Rain. Despite being green and laying in the straight, expecting some natural improvement here, and I think Braggadocious has this race at his mercy. Goes on top from number 4. Kakadu will be third up on Wednesday. The Winkers went on last start and had the fastest sectionals all the way home after settling near the rear and running wide as well, expecting some natural improvement from Kakadu. Coming out of the same race won by Burgoyne is number 6, Midnight Rocket. The blinkers go on, the tongue tie stays on, was fractious and was crowded late on in the straight. Was midfield all the way for mine though, and Midnight Rocket isn't from one of those great families in the Cerise and White. I think it's one of the more averagely bred horses. And then number 10, You're the One for Me. Finished stone motherless last start behind Amelia Zabu, but did have cardiac arrhythmia. I think there were excuses that day. Wouldn't be at all surprised if You're the One for Me under Jason Brown ran a decent race on Wednesday. My top selection in race number 1, going to go with number 1, Braggadocious, to beat 4, Kakadu, 6, Midnight Rocket, and 10, You're the One for Me. Race number 2 at Belmont on Wednesday will jump at 1:14. It's the Tap Touch Plate over 1,000 metres. It's a race for the 2-year-olds. One of those 2-year-olds is Double Bubble, and we're going to have a look at its trial at Belmont Park.
Behind them, Kendall Can Dash, and going through the middle, Tranquilla Rose. To the outside, Forgotten Star, and then Cockney Crew, 200 to go. It's Double Bubble. On the outside, Red Raw's coming at it strongly, though. Double Bubble and Red Raw together. Double Bubble the inside, and Red Raw trying to get out behind them, Kendall Can Dash, and Red Raw the outside of Double Bubble. Kendall Can Dash, and then Dark Choice, but in front, Double Bubble beat Red Raw.
Double Bubble has won both of her trials, and she represents WA's top trainer of 2-year-olds in Simon Miller. So has had those 2 trials, won both of them, beat Red Raw and Kendall Can Dash in the latest of those trials. And always worth noting when William Pike jumps aboard one of these horses trained by Simon Miller. She goes on top with a low confidence rating from number 6, Red Raw. Comes from a really good family that served the Taylors very well down the years. First up off a couple of trials, was bumped on jumping on debut when behind Magic Planet. I think Red Raw is better than that. I think we'll run a decent race on Wednesday. Number 4, Indian Chant, is another debutant similar to the top pick. It's a half of the River that won a listed race. There's also a half of Soundcheck, who we'll see in race number 5. It's had the 3 trials, all of them recently, and won the latest one by a short neck. And then number 5, another impressive trialer, Metro Boy from the Dan Morton yard. Had the 2 trials, was behind Valor Road in the first of those, and then beat Prince Andre, who we'll see in race 1 by a reasonable margin. My top selection in race number 2, going to go with number 8, Double Bubble, to beat 6, Red Raw, 4, Indian Chant, and 5, Metro Boy. Race number 3 at Belmont on Wednesday will jump at 1:49. It's a Lavazza handicap over 1,400 metres. It's a Class 3 handicap. The replay horse can look at number 2, King Louis, finishing 5th at Pinjarra Park.
Straight they wheeled, and Zosimus led Grand Cadeau, a length and a half to Dane Finn. Over on the outside, battling Tribute to Mary Cool Dynamite, searching for an inside run, followed by Superior Smile, King Louis. 150 to go, and Grand Cadeau ranged up and joins Zosimus with 100 left to run. Zosimus kicks, and look at Battle Talk. Here comes Battle Talk getting out of the ground from nowhere. Battle Talk came.
Certainly one of the tougher races on the card to come up with a top selection. Going to go with King Louis, reunites with William Pike, has finished 5th in its last 2 starts, but last time the Wizard was aboard was in this grade at Belmont Park, finished 2nd behind Dawn Mission. I think that's good enough form to make King Louis the marginal top pick here. Has the gear change, have the blinkers off and the visors on. Pike has ridden this horse 4 times for 1 win and a couple of minor placings. Good gate goes on top. From number 5, Just Elated, second up in its first preparation back with Gary Berger, was a really good winner last start. Certainly like the wet tracking. I have to see what the track comes up. If it's a 6 or a 7 or even worse than that, then Just Elated will be the top selection here. But as it stands at the moment, just the second pick. From number 6, Jenna Bell, another one that goes blinkers off, visors on, another last start winner. In fact, it's won its last 2, one in town and then one at Kalgoorlie. And then the top one, number 1, Disco Rific, gets a claim for Shelby Colgate, back down to 57 kilos. Third up, did win in this grade at the end of last preparation. On top selection in race number 3, going to go with number 2, King Bluey, to beat 5, Just Elated, 6, Jenna Bell, and 1, Disco Rific. Race number 4 at Belmont on Wednesday will jump at 2:24. It's the Perth Racing Club membership handicap over 1,300 metres. It's a race for 3-year-olds that haven't won a metro race in the last 12 months. The replay horse is Electric Light, winning at Belmont last start.
Light being called upon by Pike at the cutaway, and then Murray the Bulldog, whole lot of shaking. They go by the 350, however. Glasgow Girl showing them a clean pair of heels. She's a length and a half to Ken 2 and Electric Light, who continues to come at the 100. Glasgow Girl in front. Electric Light is starting to put the giant strides in now, though. It's Electric Light rushing through on the inside, grabbing...
Hard to knock the form of Electric Light. 2 from 2, one at Northam, and then came to town and won the replay race. Has had the fastest last 2, 4 and 600 metres in both of its wins, and both of those wins have been well above the class benchmark times as well. Excellent efforts, has got a wide gate here, but I think she can probably go on with it. She goes on top, from the main danger being number 5, Supreme Force, for Team Pierce, Daniel and Ben. Joe Azzopardi rides. Second up, this horse laid out near the 100-metre pole last start. William Pike was aboard. He had to stop riding, and that probably cost that horse the race behind Requisition. Did have the fastest sectionals over the last 4 and 6 before that little bit of trouble towards the end. I paid a lot of money for that horse as well. Goes in for second. I think a reasonable gap then to number 6, Metallic Bell, who will be third up since a let-up of 6 weeks. Beat Time Stands Still in her maiden victory. That was at Pinjarra in April. And then number 4, Langley, an interesting runner. This comes over from the Eastern States, previously with John O'Shea, now with Mark Bairstow, gets the inside gate. Did win a Kembla Grange maiden over 1,500 metres, but did run in the Group 1 Spring Champion Stakes in Sydney. Did finish stone motherless though. My top selection in race number 4, going to go with number 3, Electric Light, to beat 5, Supreme Force, 6, Metallic Bell, and 4, Langley.